So, augmented reality has become a pretty interesting topic in the past few days. Apple just released their AR set for $3,400 or $3,500, something like that. And I think that it is worth some sort of conversation, some sort of a deep dive into this topic, into this idea. Um, the future is coming quicker and quicker every day. And I don't think that we are totally ready for the implications of a world that sees reality shifting more into the hands of really powerful corporations, content creators, media gatekeepers, whatever you want to call it. It's an interesting time to live in, to be sure, and I think that we need to talk about it. So, with Apple releasing this new device coming early next year, I think that you're really going to see an acceleration of this type of media consumption, at least among the developed countries at first. And we already spend so much time on our phone. We already spend so much time on social media, on consuming videos, consuming content. This is just another way to take you out of the real world, to take you out of everyday life, out of your boring reality, and put you somewhere else, put you into basically it's into another level of escapism from your current day-to-day life. I would think that a lot of people are going to be really into this, and they're going to say that this is a really big positive thing. I'm not so sure that it's super positive. I mean, there's the applications are obvious and huge. You can say anything from productivity to engineering to better conferencing, better communication, more instantaneous communication with colleagues, with people that you work with. I mean, there's obvious benefits there, but it's pretty clear that there's a danger. There is a danger to this type of reach, where companies and tech companies and media companies and even governments, organizations can reach you so intimately, so directly. It's like a Black Mirror episode. Seriously, it's one of those types of things where it's just one or two steps away from a dystopian reality. I think we have to be careful with this as consumers, as just like everyday people. You have to be really careful with this type of technology. We have to be, careful, and I'm not talking about regulatory types of safeguards. I'm talking about social and cultural types of safeguards where we don't get too sucked into this. And of course, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, oh, well, we don't have to worry about this. This is just a elite type of tool. This is something that only a handful of people are going to be able to afford and use anyway. So why do normal people really have to worry about this? Why do everyday people have to worry about this? If everyday people are going to use this, it's probably most likely going to be for work, and they're not going to be. A lot of people probably thought that about the original smartphones, and the early adopters. Right when the first iPhones and different smart devices were released, globally speaking, total population speaking, there was only a handful of percents of the global population that had those original smartphones. A lot of people stuck with the flip phones and the regular phones for a long time, for many years, until that mass adoption kind of happened, because, the same argument applied. Who can afford a $1,000 phone? But then you had carriers subsidizing it, you had the tech companies subsidizing it. It turned into a situation where you need that technology in order to perform your day-to-day tasks, for work, for social communication, for a lot of different things. So I would not be so quick to dismiss that idea that this could be a fast-growing phenomenon, especially once these devices reach that event horizon, that critical point, to where you don't need an extra battery sitting along, riding along with you in your pocket in order to use them effectively. Once they're able to shrink the technology enough to where it's not so bulky on your head, to where it's just like a normal looking glasses, transparent glasses, where it doesn't feel like you have a bunch of cameras on your face, where it doesn't look to other people like you have a bunch of cameras on your face. When it blends into your person a lot more, you're going to see this type of technology really take off. And that is when, you're going to have a situation where advertisers can reach you so intimately and so directly in your own environment. Governments, schools, organizations. It's really not that far of a leap to say that this could happen. So I think that, there needs to be a conversation there. I don't know what anyone out there might think, what you guys might think, but to me, it's kind of a slippery slope. It's really a little bit unnerving, unsettling to see the strides that these companies are making in the quality of these AR systems, and the quality of these devices. And eventually the price will likely come down to a point where a lot more people are going to adopt it, and then you're going to see, what road are we going to take? Are we going to go down the road of more privacy and more self-control and social control, where we say, well, we need to not post every minute of our lives. We don't need to pay attention to every minute of everyone else's life like we do now on social media. A lot of people are literally addicted. You see social media addiction being a huge problem. Or are we going to go down the road of this is a whole new avenue to share everything in our life? It's a whole new avenue for companies to share every last little, change to a product. They're going to be pushing out different interactive environments, and where it's information overload. It's consumerism overload. I'm really worried that we're going to end up going down that path of consumerism overload, sensory overload, where you're going to see even more mental illness coming out of these types of products, as opposed to being helpful or being healing in our environment. I think it's going to possibly bring even more problems than the benefits. You're going to see the issues outweigh the benefits, at least for a while. So let me know your thoughts. That's kind of what I'm thinking about it. It's interesting. It's scary. But I wanted to get that out there. I wanted to get my thoughts out there, and maybe I'll try and dive a little bit deeper, or keep my eye on this type of technology and talk a little bit more about it in the future. But for now, that's kind of what I have. That's what I'm thinking of. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.